I think after listening to the board's conversation at our board meeting tonight, I think they felt like we already allow prayer in our school with our students and with our staff. And there's not an option to stay at where you're at today. You either have to vote to approve Senate Bill 11 or vote not to accept it. And it's easier to stay where we're at by not accepting it. We didn't, if there was more information, more detailed, specific information, yes, this is in compliance with federal law. Yes, these are the things you can and can't do. I think they're receptive to hearing those things and reconsidering it at a later date. I don't know how to say this and be politically correct, but I don't think the way that it's been presented to boards, I don't think there's a right answer. I think that they're both a little bit wrong, if you will. So I think boards have been put in a super tough position. If people just read the news or read the newspaper or listen to the news and Dalhart ISD board denied Senate Bill 11, they're going to think that we've got a lot of non-believers or non-Christian people on our board, and that's 100% not accurate. So they're good people. They all have great moral beliefs. There's too many answers that we don't have. There's not a yes or no, right or wrong. There's not enough information out. So in order for the district to maintain what we're comfortable with, we live in an extremely vibrant and conservative community with proud people. There's churches of all denominations, and we are a blending bowl, if you will, and we're comfortable with where we're at right now. And I think maybe if you really researched it and comprehended it, I mean, we're kind of being forced into something that we're already doing, and that at our comfort level. Just as state law supersedes local law, federal law supersedes state law. And sometimes the left hand federally doesn't know what the right hand at the state level's doing, and it's hard to be uniform.
Of course, and some of the issues with it is that you can't, students have a bunch of different religions, Christian, a bunch of different things, so you can't, and you don't know what that period, quote unquote, means for your school district, so it's very ambiguous, correct? It's
going to be extremely hard to meet every student's needs and their parents' beliefs where those parents would be comfortable with any decision we made. And it's just a challenge. And again, it's not that we don't believe in Christianity. What can we do? What can't we do? How do we meet every child's need without being offensive and staying compliant with federal law?
Of course, and like you said just a few minutes ago, if it does become less ambiguous, if there's more detailed logistics to this is something that the board would be willing to bring up.
Well, that was the conversation we had tonight. If they had more factual information and more direction, I think it's something that they would certainly consider in the future.
And again, prayer in schools is something that y'all...
We practice that every day. Not once in the history of Dalhart ISD have they prevented a staff member or student from praying.